All right, and we are back here on the GSMC Football Podcast. And for the final part of the show, we are going to now preview the late window games, the rest of them. For Sunday, we talked about the Sunday night game between the Bills and the Bengals, so we'll go through the three other games in the late afternoon slate. So we'll start off with the Colts and the Panthers. So Frank Reich will be coaching against his former team, the Indianapolis Colts. Colts coming in at 3-5. Panthers coming in at 1-6, winning their first game last week against the Texans on a game-winning field goal. So, right now the Panthers are 2.5-point underdogs. I like the Colts in this game. I just think the Panthers, they're still struggling to get it going on offense. I mean, Gardner Minshew hasn't been bad since he's taken over at quarterback. You look at the offensive rankings. Colts are 13th in passing yards per game. Panthers are 19th. Colts are 9th in rushing. Panthers are 25th. So Jonathan Taylor and Zach Moss. Zach Moss, before Jonathan Taylor came back, was playing great. Now you get Jonathan Taylor back, and he's starting to get it going. So that's going to be a problem for the Panthers. And the Colts actually are 6th in scoring. They're averaging 25.6 points per game, and the Panthers are 25th. They're averaging 18.1. So then you look on the defensive side of the ball, and the Panthers are 29th against the run, so that's not good. Colts are 23rd. Passing yards, the Panthers are actually 6th against the pass. They're giving up an average of 203.4 yards per game. Colts are 25th. And then points allowed, the defenses are both towards the bottom. Colts are giving up an average of 28.6 points per game, which is dead last in the NFL. And the Panthers, they're 30th. They're giving up an average of 28.4. So, again, I like the Colts in this game. Panthers, they're not a very high-scoring offense. The Panthers do have a good defense, so they could force turnovers, and they capitalize on those. So the game could go that way. Right now it says it's going to be 72 degrees at the game on Sunday. So clear weather, but I like the Colts in this game. I like the Colts. I think they're going to, Panthers are not good against the run. Colts are a good running team. That's what they're going to use to their advantage. And I think they win this game, and they cover the 2.5. So give me the Colts for that game on Sunday. Then we go to the Giants and the Raiders. So the line opened up with the Giants being 2.5-point underdogs. Now it's down to 1.5. The Raiders obviously had an overhaul. They got rid of their head coach, Josh McDaniels, general manager, Dave Ziegler. So now you got Antonio Pierce, who's the interim head coach. Aiden O'Connell is now going to start. Jimmy Garoppolo got benched. So, the Raiders are going to look like a different team on Sunday against the Giants. And we'll see what happens. The Giants, you look at the rankings. So the Giants are dead last in passing yards per game. Rushing yards, they're 15th. Raiders are 32nd. 32nd? That's crazy. I mean, you got Josh Jacobs, who was awesome last year, and you're dead last in rushing? Well, that's definitely going to change, though, moving forward. And then points per game. Wow. The Giants are 32nd. They are averaging 11.9 points per game. The Raiders are averaging, they're 30th. They're averaging 15.8. I mean, if you want to take the under in this game, by all means do that. Because this game is going to be, it's going to be interesting. And then the defense, both teams actually are respectable against the pass. Raiders are 8th against the pass, giving up an average of 208.6 passing yards per game. And the Giants are 12th, giving up an average of 227.5 passing yards per game. Against the run, Raiders are 30th, Giants are 24th. So they're gonna lean on Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones, who I think is playing in this game. They're gonna be running the football a lot. And then points allowed, they're both 22nd. They're both giving up the same points, on average, 23.4. So, I'm picking the Giants. I'm picking the Giants. Now, what's scary is you got a new head coach. So, after you fire a coach, sometimes like teams get fired up from that and they come out and they play a great game. So I could definitely see that, especially because the Raiders, like the playmakers they have on offense, Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs, so Jacoby Myers as well. Maybe they finally get Hunter Renfrow involved. Maybe. But I just think the way the Giants defense has been playing as of late, you got Daniel Jones coming back. I think they win this game. You lean on Saquon Barkley. I mean, Saquon Barkley had, I think, 36 carries last week. I mean, that's crazy. But I would go with I'm going to go with the Giants. I think they win this game. But it's going to be an ugly game. But I can't get over 11. I mean, you're averaging 11 points per game. I mean, that's terrible. They got to figure it out. All right, so now we get to one of the best games of the weekend. And, we already talked about, the other two. Or the other three if you want to throw in Ravens Seahawks. So we did talk about it, how it's a statement game. We got the Cowboys and the Eagles in Philadelphia. Eagles are 3-point favorites. Over-under is 47. It's going to be clear skies in Philly. Man. Listen, I kind of did indicate on who I was going to pick. I am going to go with... Well, actually, before we go into that, let's just go through the stats first, even though you guys know who I'm going to pick anyways. So on offense, the Eagles are 8th in passing yards per game. Cowboys are 16th. Eagles are 7th in rushing. Cowboys are 11th. And then points per game, the Cowboys are actually... Well, they're second. They're averaging 28.1 points per game. Eagles are averaging 28 on the dot. So, they're averaging pretty much the same points. Then on the defensive side of the ball, Cowboys are second against the pass, giving up an average of 194.3 passing yards per game. The Eagles are 26th, giving up 267.1. That is the key to this game right here. Because if Dak Prescott doesn't turn the ball over and you get the ball to CeeDee Lamb and you play a clean game, Cowboys have a shot in this game. That is where they're going to win, by throwing the football, because the Eagles are first against the run, giving up an average of 65.5 yards per game. So you're going to have to win the game by throwing the ball. So Dak Prescott, this game is on you. Points allowed, Cowboys defense is 4th, Eagles defense is 19th. However, having said that, I am taking the Eagles in this game. Almost said the Cowboys. I just don't trust the Cowboys on the road. I think Dak Prescott will turn the ball over. They haven't been great running the football this year, and you got, the Eagles are good against the run. So, and the Eagles being at home, that definitely helps. Now, can I see the Cowboys winning this game? Absolutely, I can. I will not be surprised if it happens. I will be upset if it happens, but I will not be surprised. But I just think right now the Eagles are the better team. They're at home, and I just like them to win this game. But it should be a good game. We got a good slate this weekend. From when you get up in the morning to when you go to bed at night, got great games all across the slate for Sunday. And then of course we'll preview the Monday night game on Monday. That's the Chargers and the Jets. That's a big game for both teams. But we'll preview that on Monday. But yeah, that's those are all the games. So let me know what you guys think. Who do you think's going to win some of these games? What games do you like? What bets do you like this weekend? It's a big weekend. Big weekend ahead. Got a lot going on. And also, if you can hear in the background, my dad is vacuuming, so I apologize for that. But we're going to wrap up in a couple of minutes here. But I also want to remind you guys, don't forget, we got the GSMC Baseball Podcast, which will be coming up in about a half hour. So you're not going to want to miss that. We're going to recap the World Series. We're going to talk about some other stuff as well. So you don't want to miss that. And but then yeah, that's it for the week. And then we'll be back on Monday. But and we'll talk about how these games all went and see if how right or how wrong I was, because I mean, we had a great week last week when it came to predictions. So I'm hoping that continues into the weekend. But I'm not going to go perfect. There's definitely going to be some tough losses within my predictions. But I feel good. I feel good about the picks this weekend. I say that now, and then we'll see how I am on Monday. But, I mean, a lot of these games are great. I mean, the Sunday night game, I mean, you got the Germany game, Eagles, Cowboys, first one of the year. You're finally going to get to see both, starting quarterbacks go against each other, because we didn't see that at all last year. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun weekend. And now baseball's over. So now, obviously, we got some stuff to talk about, on the baseball podcast. But then it's like, well, what do I talk about now? But, with trade rumors and things like that coming up, we're definitely we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But also I got the shorts coming out today, of course, sporadically throughout the day on the GSMC Sports Network YouTube channel. One of them actually got a ton of views. Because ESPN came out with an article, talking about the teams with the best odds to win the World Series, and I just listed who the top 5 were. That actually did get a decent amount of views, which I was like, wow, really? I don't know what happened there, but that's great. So it's good that people are checking out the content. There's going to be some changes here, obviously, within the coming weeks. Obviously, I'm still doing my shows, but watch out for other shows that'll be coming out within the coming weeks. Get more content, so it's not you're not just seeing me and nobody else. We've had some stuff going on, but you'll see some more shows coming out, like I said. So make sure to check them out when they do. And that's pretty much it for me. Like I said, in a half hour we will be doing the GSMC baseball podcast, so you're not going to want to miss that. I'm working on getting yesterday's show for the GSMC football podcast reposted into the 4 parts. So if you missed anything, make sure to check that out. I will have that up once I'm done streaming for the day, my doubleheader. And then just keep an eye out for the shorts that are coming out throughout the day, and make sure to leave a comment. Leave a comment on everything, like everything, and of course subscribe. We greatly appreciate that. And also again, for future reference, as always, to donate or tip, get your comments recognized, you go to the following link on the bottom there, streamelements.com/gsmcsportsnetwork./tip. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me, at least for the GSMC football podcast. In a half hour, we'll be streaming for the baseball podcast, so tune into that. So until then, I'm Kenneth Gruenfelder signing off from the GSMC football podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. For those of you that are tuning in for the baseball podcast, I'll see you there. For everybody else, have a good day. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the games, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.